Okay, this is how we generate an assembly. We go File, New, and instead of making a part, I'm going to click on Assembly here and press OK. It'll automatically change the screen, and then it should allow you to add in a part. So there we go, it comes up automatically. Now here is my part that I'm going to start with. This is a kind of cat scratch post / cat house. Okay, so I'm just going to wait for that part to load up. The computer went a little bit slow. There it's there. Happy days. So I'm just going to place that in place, but there's a couple of things that I want to do. Over in the modeling tree, I'm just going to right click on it and I'm going to tell it to float for a wee second. I'm then going to select the bottom of it and I'm going to tell that to mate onto the top work plane. So I'm happy that I've now mated that. Those two surfaces are now touching. And then I'm going to right click on my base unit. I'm going to tell it to fix. That means as I go about doing the rest of the assembly, this will never move about. So it's now stuck onto that top work plane. Let's insert a couple more components. So we go Insert, we browse, and we're going to add in a wheel, like so. Again, I'll just give it a wee minute to catch up. There we go. So you can see our wheel here. If I just zoom in, you can see it's got some circular radial array holes in here. And then we've got this main location hole, which needs to align up with this hole on the base unit. I'm just going to add in one more part. So we go Insert, we browse, and just give the computer a little minute to catch up. And we're looking for the bearing. So there we go. Press Open, and we'll pop the bearing in like so. And it's there. Right. Now, if I just rotate, you can kind of see that the bearing has some location pins, which will align with those location holes on the wheel. Okay, let's go about using the mate tool. Be very careful you've not selected anything. I'm going to click mate. And what we're going to do is we're going to use concentric. What that does is it aligns the center axis of kind of cylindrical features. So I'm going to select in this main pin here. I'm going to select that there. And I'm going to tell that to align with this main hole that's in here and confirm. At this point, I'm just going to show you that I can still move this bearing in and out like so. So if we zoom in, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the mate tool again. And this time I'm going to select this pin here and I'm going to align the center axis using concentric we'll go for this hole here and confirm. At which point, not a lot looks like has happened, but we've now aligned that hole here and the smaller hole above it. So we've got them matching up. I can now move this in and out. If we just spin round and zoom in a wee bit, you should be able to see that if I move this in and out, it matches up with those holes there. All right. I'm just going to pull this right out one last time. And I'm going to use the mate tool, and we're just going to mate this surface to touch this surface, which is what the mate is. Confirm. And I'm happy with that. These two parts are now assembled together. We just now need to get it onto the base unit. So the same process again. We go for concentric, which is aligning the center axis of this component part here and this hole here. So we're aligning the centers. Confirm. Again, I should still be able to pull this in and out. All right. Yes, we've aligned the center, but I should still be able to pull this in and out. Okay, last wee thing I'm going to do is I am going to mate this internal surface here, and then it gets a little bit tricky. I have to zoom in really close, and it's that surface there, the inside face of that bearing, and confirm. Now it's kind of disappeared off the page, so let's just zoom out and we can see what's happened. We've now got that nicely assembled on there, like so. It's sitting in there, and we've got a nice space, a nice gap going on between the wheel and the main base unit. These are the main parts of the mate tool, which we use for assembly, which include concentric, which is aligning the center axis, the overall mate tool. We can think about making things parallel, perpendicular, tangent, and we can add in little offsets as well.